Hey there, welcome back to Special Educators Resource Room Podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer from Positively Learning, and I'm just going to come out and say it. I don't recommend doing theme weeks. I know, it sounds like I just said I don't like coffee or teacher planners, but stick with me. I promise this one is worth it. Here's why I broke up with themes. Let me set the scene. It's Sunday night, and you're staring at Pinterest or TikTok, and you feel like you should be prepping for Pumpkin Week or Ocean Week or Gingerbread Week, whatever it is. But instead, you're feeling overwhelmed, behind, and maybe even a little bit resentful that you're expected to turn your classroom into a theme park or a musical performance every single week. If you've been there, you're not alone. Theme weeks are fun. They are cute. They make great bulletin boards and even better Instagram posts. But here's what finally hit me. I was spending all this time and energy trying to keep up with themed content, and meanwhile, my own students were struggling to master their IEP goals. And I realized I don't need to wrap all of our entire learning around a seasonal theme to be effective. In fact, the skill has to come first. Every time. Speaking from my own experience, here are some of the ways themes were actually hurting my teaching. Number 1, constant replanning. Every week felt like I was starting from scratch. Number 2, surface level engagement. The theme is the hook, but it's not always the meat of the lesson. Number 3, misaligned tasks. That's a big one because so many adorable themed resources didn't actually target my students' specific goals. Number 4, decision fatigue. Choosing between the 75 different Halloween activities I downloaded? No thanks. Number 5, unrealistic expectations. This is huge, especially if you are the only adult in the room trying to do all of the planning, the prepping, and the implementing. Does this sound familiar? Theme fatigue is real. And no, it doesn't make you a bad teacher if you skip the pumpkin exploration in October. Here's what you can do instead. We can stop planning around themes and start building around systems. So let's walk through what that can look like. Number 1, skill first planning. You can start with what your students need and not what the calendar says. So if you're working on CVC words, you can do that in September, October, or December. The skill isn't going to change based on the season. Now, the clip art might. Maybe you're going to read words with apples on the cards in September and snowflakes in January, but the target skill stays consistent. This creates more predictable routines for students, and it makes planning 10 times easier. Number 2, independent work system playlists. I'm going to go ahead and coin that phrase. In the Independent Work Club, we don't plan in themes, we plan in playlists. That means grouping tasks by skill level or learning objectives, not by the clip art. For example, comparing numbers. There's a set with a weather theme. There's a sports version. There's dragons and Valentine's Day. But the skill is the same. A WH question task? Well, you might have that around a Halloween story or going camping or winter, but they're all working on the same goal. So instead of Pumpkin Week, you might swap in 2 or 3 pumpkin-themed task boxes or reading passages within the regular routine. So you still get that seasonal fun, but you're not overhauling the whole week around it. Even better, you can reuse these tasks next year because they're not locked into a single week of lesson content. So let's have a mindset shift because you are still a great teacher even if you're not teaching with themes. Let's name the guilt here. There is some unspoken rule in education that says if you're not doing all of these themed things, you're not doing enough. And that is simply not true. Here's what's actually true. You are supporting individual student goals. You are building student independence. and you are using your time intentionally. So if you like theme weeks and they bring you joy, that's awesome. Keep them. Just please don't feel like you have to. This is about permission to do less so that what you do matters more. Here's your quick action plan. If you're thinking about making the switch away from weekly themes, here are 4 quick wins to start. Number 1, create a master skill list. List out the core IEP goals that you're targeting. This is going to become your roadmap. Number 2, choose 3 favorite seasonal tasks per month. That's it, 3. You can reuse them across the years and you can keep them ready in a labeled folder or bin. Number 3, design your first independent work playlist. So grab that roadmap that you just created and pick one skill. And then align 5 to 8 tasks, whether they're task boxes, file folders, work binder activities. You want to align it with that skill and choose themes that can be used all year round, like food or animals, or maybe it's no theme at all. And number 4, your 4th quick win is to let those themes show up, but in the edges. You can use themed read aloud stories, decorate a bulletin board, or throw in a seasonal morning message, but you don't want to let it take over your core instruction. Final thoughts, if anyone's still listening, because I know I've ruffled some feathers, but I want to let you know that it is okay to let go of the pressure to be a Pinterest perfect teacher every week. You're not falling behind if you don't have spider-themed centers this week. And you're not failing if you reuse the same autumn owl task cards every single year. You're doing something very powerful. You're building a consistent, goal-focused, sustainable system for your students. And that's the kind of teacher I want to be. So thank you for all you do. Thank you for listening. And I'll catch you next time in the Special Educators Resource Room. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'm dying to ask, what'd you think? Be sure to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. You can find the show notes and links for everything mentioned in this episode at positivelylearningblog.com. See you next week for more special education solutions.